Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I am Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take this Matchbox series number 31 Lincoln Continental from shabby to shiny. This is the second Lincoln Continental that I've done. If you are an OG supporter of the channel, probably, I don't know, maybe 10 months ago or maybe longer, I kind of customized one of these, and you know, I'd like to think that during that time I have improved in my craft, and today I wanted to do like a bit of a restoration plus. So I haven't cut out any kind of channels from underneath, I haven't replaced the wheels. Ultimately all I've done is cleaned it up, and I've changed the colour, added a few little details, and now I think this is the car that Matchbox could have made all of those years ago. But to me this is beautiful, and with 2,000 likes it could be your beautiful. But we shall start by drilling down the centre of the post. There are two on this car, but the rear one, you can't get a screw into that, so that'll be glued, just the front today. But of course I have to remove both flanges, and I will just tap the one hole at the front today. Yeah, I don't get to tap the hole at the back, perhaps just on my birthday. But anyway, we're missing the boot lid here, and unfortunately we do have a little crack in the windscreen, so we will need to go through my parts box and find a replacement. I've had quite a few of these over the last year, and what I do is I like to buy and I obviously receive, you know, very thankfully from you guys from all over the world, unboxings, and but I do like to buy some kind of mixed lots of broken parts, so that for one day, if needed, you know, they're there for me to restore one of the cars that I do have. But yeah, as you can see, the back here is proving to be a little difficult, trying to get that off without breaking it. I do remember now, just thinking about the first one I'd done, I managed to snap the base, and you can't see it on the final, but I did snap it in half, and thankfully I didn't do that today. But yeah, we've got the little suspension piece here, I'll put that just to one side, and the interior is a bit grubby, and I wondered whether we'll be able to salvage this today, but actually that cleans up really nice. And again, just a bit concerned about that base, but actually it does polish out pretty well. But you can read underneath there, made in England by Lesney, and like I say, that is Matchbox number 31 Lincoln Continental. I need to drill out the kind of mushroomed over post there in order to pick out this windscreen, or windshield as you guys call it in America. I wonder where else it's called windshield and where is it called windscreen. Your answers down below, please. I'd like to learn about all you other countries and cultures. One day I'll get out to America and see some real windshields. I'd love to do that. Was it Route 66? It's one of my dreams, that. But anyway, we've got the, like I say, we've got the windscreen here. Yeah, unfortunately, that'll be just going back into my parts box. You never know when I might use it. But into the foot-long hot dog jar, and then finding a replacement boot lid or trunk lid. I guess being an American car, this is a trunk lid, right? Can't really call it a boot. But yeah, we cover it in boiling water, and then in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. Still really trying to find the best way how to do this whilst you know, having the caustic solution gases go out the window instead of into my lungs. But yeah, we'll keep it here for now. And I'll use my left hand very gingerly as I give it the old swishy swish. But actually straight away you can see there's some paint floating on the surface of the water, and I think you can see a lot of reaction going on. Bearing in mind this is almost clear water, so all of that oxidization is just it, the caustic solution doing its thing, all those little air bubbles. But I think you could see that a lot of that paint had already been removed. But whilst we do put it to one side, I have now also thankfully found a replacement windscreen. My son has been going through the parts box trying to build up cars of his own. It's been great fun just to watch him play with these cars, as they should be. But yeah, the interior though, thankfully that cleaned up quite nice, and I'm not going to do anything further to that. And then we've got this windscreen here, a little bit scuffed. Obviously, this was sat in a box of all other windscreens and other bits and pieces, and of course it gets scuffed eventually. But with a little bit of plastic polish, I think we can bring this one back around. So using my handy tack knife, we'll give this the going over. And it always does need a little bit of a buff up with the cloth here, especially for the underside. But for a first pass, I think that looks pretty good. And I'll do the rear and give them both a second pass off camera. And then, yeah, just a few minutes later, look at that, looking good as new, beautiful. So I think we are now ready to flush this. This seems ready. Still a little warm to the touch, but it's been perhaps 10 or 15 minutes. And then as you can see, being a little bugger, but here we have the trunk lid with a 100% paint removal. And I think again on the main casting we have a 100% paint removal today. That's a big thumbs up from me. And yeah, we'll give you a little sample of a polished up roof section. And there we are. We just need to make it look like that all over. And then we will use the panel wipe or degreaser just to make sure there's nothing remaining on here, whether it be microscopic, any perhaps salts or from my hands, or little scraps of paint. For the most part you can't even see it until it's been wiped off on this little cloth, which is a lint-free crow feet cloth, I think they call it. But yeah, so once that's fully dry, that'll be ready for a little bit of paint. But doesn't she shine? So onto the Vallejo hobby paint. This is in black. I was very fortunate enough to grab myself 4 new cans of this. I was a little bit concerned, what with the current kind of shops being closed and what have you. I managed to find a load of that, and now I can continue on with my little projects knowing I've got all the supplies that I need to keep me going through the apocalypse. But yeah, we'll put on quite a heavy coat of this all over. I must admit, no, I usually go with heavy, and at no point has it ever run on me, and it always dries in a smooth matte finish. But whilst that is drying to one side, we're going to start polishing up the base now. A little bit concerned about this. I was thinking, I must admit, this is a little far gone. Perhaps I'll have to paint it. But I'll just concentrate on a little area here and see how it turns out. And I think you can already see the shine is coming back. And there we are. So whilst doing that all over, took quite a while, I must admit. But yeah, the shine is now back. And I use these toothpicks. And if you see on the end there, I've dipped it in water and I go around the wheel. And they almost turn into like a little paintbrush. But these are perfect for digging out all the crud and grime and crust from all those years. And then with the liquid chrome pen, I've got a larger tip and a smaller tip. And I've been replacing the pens, but just found out you can actually buy this like a refill, which makes it more cost effective. It's not cheap. That was £20, or what is that? It's around $30 for that refill. But I really do like it. It does a great job in my opinion, and I will continue to use it. But yeah, we'll go over the front and rear bumpers here. And then for the main body, the colour we're going to be going for is metallic black. Now, to be honest, it's not really dark black. It's more of a kind of dark charcoal colour. It's very nice. But over this primer, it yeah, it really does take well. Of course, this is the Vallejo premium airbrush range, which I really very much enjoy. I get such great paint jobs from it, at least in my opinion anyway. And with just a single coat it looks pretty good. I'll wait for it to flash off and go with a second coat before covering the whole lot with some clear. And there we are. It's got a nice metallic in there. But it is now the following day, so we know the little suspension piece, and we know we just cleaned up the interior. Of course, we've got this polished windscreen here, and then now the completed chromed out front end with the white in those headlights, chrome on the back end there, and then yeah, a little chrome kind of axle ends. And then here's the main casting, nice and shiny. I'll add a couple of little further details, but here's a reminder of what she looked like, and this is the result. A beautiful car, one of my favourites, certainly one of my dream cars, and hey, I talk about that lottery win one day, this is in the list. This is going to be in my garage. But yeah, a beautiful car coming around the side there, just the perfect shape. Around the rear you can just about see a little hint of red in where I believe those tail lights are. And then coming around the side you can see a little bit of chrome in those door handles. Such a cool design, very simple, you know, almost like a child would draw it like this. But yeah, with those suicide rear doors, how cool is that? They should bring that back. But yeah, coming around the side, a lot of chrome, and those white and those headlights really set it off. And remember, with 2,000 likes, this one, it could be yours. But anyway, let me take this opportunity to thank my amazing patrons. Thanks a lot, guys. Including very brand new Lyndon Maxfield. Thanks a lot, mate. But for everybody else, thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked it, and hopefully you'll stick around for the next one. Cheers, guys.